Hello, welcome back to the Jag E-Type restoration vlog series. I say series in a loose term really because, well, as you've probably noticed, we put the first episode out I think about a year or so ago, and we haven't really done much since then, and for that I owe a massive apology really, to be honest with you, because amongst other things, as I'm sure you'll know, coronavirus and work getting in the way and all of those sorts of bits and bobs, of course, the location has changed more than anything. My father ended up moving house. When he ended up moving house, it kind of caused a bit of a spanner in the works as far as the restoration was concerned, because he's actually going to be building a workshop on this site so he can do some private car restoration and that sort of thing. So that's why really it's taken so long to sort of get to the point where we're at, which is of course not making any progress at all. So if you recap what we did in the first episode, of course we had a look at the Jaguar. I showed you around it, we took it for a drive on the road with mixed results, and I'm going to go over to it now and show you really what's happened to the car since then, because well, it's not a lot, as you're about to find out. Right, so here's the car then. As you can see, the old man's just putting some fuel in it. It's well, it's been running, isn't it? That's the thing. So it does work. It just drinks fuel. That's the problem, because it's got a V12 in it. We've started it up a few times and it's run out now essentially. So fill it up with a bit of fuel and hopefully it'll be all right. Right, so just put some fuel in the car because it drinks petrol. As I said, it's used quite a lot having been sat here, so the whole idea is to get it up and running, get it nice and warmed up, and then we're just going to move it over to the other side and then, in theory, move this bloody carport thing that it's been stuck under as well. So, yeah. No, because it doesn't move. Much like everything else. Oh, left hand down, left hand down. Right hand down even. There you go, beautiful. Look at that. Right, so the car's out in the open for the first time then for about, must be 6-7 months, something like that. I think December was the last time this car was probably moved, when we moved the car here over from my dad's previous house. So let's take a look at it, shall we? And I'll give you a closer idea of what it looks like sort of close up in the flesh. As you can probably tell, it's a little bit dirty and not looking its best. But anyway, let's have a look and I'll show you around. So here we are inside the Jag E-Type. I mean, I'm not going to lie to you, it's not the finest example that you've ever seen in your entire life at the moment. I mean, look at that footwell, for example, look at that seat. It's being used for a bit of storage. There's a nice repair manual there as well. You can see from the outside that it's in pretty poor shape. It needs a full respray, obviously re-chroming of the bumpers and the wheels, and they need a full restoration. Little bit of filler, you can't really see that because of the shadows. Good camera work there, Brooksy. So I just sort of wanted to update you as to what's going on. So as I spoke to you last, we were trying to move the carport thing. As it turns out, with two people that's quite difficult. So anyway, Bob the bloody builder over here has decided to grab his digger, drive through, and he's going to try and pick it up. I'll try and get some footage of it and report back with varying degrees of success, I'm sure. But anyway, this could be quite entertaining. Good thing is I'm filming it, so if it does go tits up, I can get it on YouTube in frame for 250 quid. So he's decided to change it from being a digger to a forklift. Hello, you join me in a rather out of breath manner after we've moved that bloody great big thing from where it was, that car tent thing, whatever the hell you want to call it. It's the devil's work. Good God, I mean, I'm a lot more red faced I think than I was the last time you saw me, purely because the old man, being Bob the builder, decided that he needed to move it with the digger. Varying degrees of difficulty then ensued. I wish I'd set up a camera Sadly, nobody fell on their arse, and I'm not going to get 250 quid from you being framed, but other than that, a rousing success. So anyway, we'll get that finished and all set up, we'll move the cars back in, we'll catch up with the old man, find out what the plan is. Start then, I guess. Key, let's turn the key. Come on Ed China, get a move on. Thank you. Hey, valet service. Alright, keep going. This is where I run down the old man and we end up on the 6 o'clock news. Oh, 6 o'clock, probably 10 o'clock. That'll do. Lovely job. Easy.
Yes.
What's the plan? I mean, because everyone keeps asking me about this. Everyone says, oh, when's the next update coming? And it's been a year since we last did something.
Yeah, it's been a year because we haven't done anything, obviously, because we've been moving house. So the plan is to build the workshop, hopefully over the next few months.
It's going over there.
It's going over there,
somewhere.
15 by 10 metre workshop. We're going to have a ramp in there, all the gear, no idea.
Yeah.
And then we'll get started on it.
Nice.
Plan A being strip every nut and bolt off it, and we'll have it blasted and see what we've got left.
So what happens if we don't end up with a shell or a chassis?
We'll have something.
Yeah, three or four bolts left, probably.
No, hopefully quite a bit. So it looks pretty strong, other than the bit in the floor.
So building time for the workshop, I mean, that's like a piece of string at the moment, isn't it? Because you're waiting for a million things.
Obviously what's happened over the past few months with the coronavirus, I'm waiting on soil samples, which the place that does it is closed. So I've been waiting nearly 8 weeks now for those. So
yeah,
when they come back, we'll have the green light and the digger can come into full action, and we can get cracking.
I mean, all you've done in the meantime is like start a plant hire business, haven't you?
Yeah.
Rename your John Deere. He's got a digger over there. You saw the cement mixers earlier on.
I've had 11 weeks off work, so I've had to keep busy.
By buying a load of shit that doesn't work, basically.
Yeah, but it all now works.
Yeah.
We now have a fully functioning digger. The business.
Yeah, that is true. All right, anyway, so that's it for this one then. Thank you very much for joining us. Sorry it's taken so long for us to get an episode out of this, and I know it's an update that's not really sort of giving you much information, but hopefully in the near future we'll be able to sort of tell you what's going to be happening with the Jag, and with a bit of luck, the next episode we do, there'll be some progress happening on the build. Anyway, the dog's barking, so we better get going. See you later.